Happy Easter, guys. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad to be finally back here doing doing videos and not interviews. I hope though everybody followed the When God Writes Our Love Story. Wonderful, wonderful love series. You know I'm a lover of love, so I have to give you guys. So if you have not watched it, all the episodes are out. Go, I'll link it somewhere above here. Just make sure you watch it. And today, in the spirit of Easter, I want to share with you my salvation experience. Yes, I've experienced the power of resurrection in my life, and I can't wait to give that the testimony. Like, I don't tell it enough. And today, I just want to take out a short time and just tell you what the Lord has done for me. I cannot tell it all. Let's go, let's go. Are you ready? Okay, let's go. Sharing my salvation experience in the spirit of Easter. One funny fact about my salvation experience is that I can't remember the preacher, I can't remember the day, I can't remember anything. Like, don't know who is going to receive stars in his or her crown just because of me. But I do know that I am saved. I do know that I believe that Jesus Christ is Lord. And why am I sharing this testimony? I'm just sharing this testimony for as many as don't have that particular day, yeah, who don't have that particular day in mind or in memory of when they got saved. There's that pressure that once you don't know the day, once you don't know the day, you are not saved. But it's okay if you don't know the day. The truth of the matter is that there's no how Christ will come into your life and you will not see changes and you will not see the effects. So if you are seeing the fruits of Christ coming into your life, you are saved, and you know that you believe and you can confess it with your mouth, you're saved. And you can check that in Romans chapter 10 verse 10. Yes, so my salvation experiences, though I can't remember the day and time, I do have certain periods in my life that I cannot forget when it comes to my salvation. And the first one was when I was between 6 to 8 years. Pardon me, I can't remember the exact year because that time of my life was quite traumatic, so I can't my memory about it is quite easy. But I can remember visiting a family friend at a time who was a pastor, and I think my mom took me to his office to like tell him what was going on with me because we used to be very close, and tell him what was going on with me and everything. And then he prayed for me and just said, "Sife, you'll be fine once you have Christ in your life." And then he told me about Jesus. I'm a church girl. I grew up in church all my life, but that day I can remember like understanding that okay, my mom's salvation is not going to get me saved. I have to believe by myself, I have to confess it by myself. And then I took the prayer, and yes. But for one reason or the other, I don't know. Maybe it's that I didn't I just felt that okay, I was too young or something. Over time, I'll just keep on answering altar calls. Like, you call me out and I'm there. You say something. Once I remember one thing that I did like that in one program, trust me, once the pastor finish and calls, ah, unbelievers, sinners come outside, I'll just come out. And that was just me being ignorant at the time, I think. So yeah, I attended, I answered a lot of altar calls. Someone thinking of it, it was a lot. But I do know that I believe in Christ. I do know that I am saved, and yes, I can see the evidence of my life. And yes, and another period of time that I can really remember and I cannot forget was when I was an undergraduate in University of Lagos. They had these concerts where different churches, interdenominational program, sort of. And that particular time I just felt like I've strayed so far from God, and I felt like okay, I really needed to take this salvation thing very, very serious. So I came out for another altar call. I can't remember the exact year, but I know that it was a peculiar date. It was February 29th. But the year in particular I could not remember. So I remember that it was a leap year. And yeah, from there I began to, at that time, especially after that particular altar call, I remember having so much thirst for God, I was reading Purpose Driven Life, to figure out things and all of that. And yes, I grew in so much sense, and yeah, I really saw growth in my character, in the sense of I used to be very angry. For those that know me before, I think I mentioned my 6th to 8th year being traumatic, and part of that experience made me abuse, you know, made me very, very angry and bitter, especially against the male species. I was just angry, and it's also spilled over to friendship, even with female friends, in the sense of I felt like nobody could be trusted. I felt like you can't really get close to people without them hurting you. So I would just, I'll smile this day, I'm really close to you this day, and the next day I'm just off it. You'll be like, what happened? And I used to have mood swings a lot, like bad mood swings. This minute I'm smiling, I'm joking, and the next minute my face is just stone cold. It was actually a lot, and I really didn't know the genesis of all these issues until after that particular author called reading Purpose Driven Life. The Purpose Driven Life book by Rick Warren was actually a very useful tool for the Holy Spirit, and it helped me to dig up these thoughts that I didn't even know at the time had so much effect on me. I really didn't know that I was so much bitter as a result to that experience, the experiences I had when I was around 6 to 8 years, and so much so much bitterness. I was really, really angry, and the truth of the fact is that I didn't get over the bitterness and anger totally, and I think that was due to my own disobedience and due to my own reluctancy, until another phase in my life, which is also another time that I can remember in terms of my salvation journey. you know at that point in time, I just gone through a breakup, and I was dealing with a lot of emotional emotional pain and all of that, and I realized that I was holding on to so many wrong things. So at that time, okay, I now got to realize that, okay, I didn't actually forgive completely. I was expecting, those set of people to walk up to me and apologize. I was expecting them to be sorry of some sort. But these are people that they've gone, they moved on with their life. They've probably forgotten that they hurt a young child and everything. So yeah, that's practically my salvation experience. When I was 6 years old, different altar calls, and as an undergraduate, and later on when I had my breakup. Those are the three experiences that I know that, yes, I can never forget in my life. If they ask me how I know that Jesus is real, those are the three top experiences. I'll say yes, for a truth, for a fact, I know that Jesus is real. I believe in him, and this is also to encourage so many people out there. I'm trying to make this video as short as possible. Is that God heals, God saves. There's nothing, there's no trauma, there's no, how will I say it? There's no experience that you have gotten into, or you have passed through, or whatever ill has been done to you as a child or as an adult, that God can rewrite the story all over again. He can rewrite the love story. And as much as I like to call it my salvation experience, I like to call it more of a love story. If someone will ask me, "Oh, Feyoya, tell me the story between you and God," I'll describe it as a love story, because all these transformations that I'm talking about, it was practically God's love just winning me over time and time again. And even times when I will go outside it and go far, or think that I can survive on my own, it was just always God drawing me in, God loving me more, and be like, "See, you this child, I love you." And that's just the truth of it. And loving me, and that's God loving me, has helped me to shed so much, yeah, so much depth, and Of course, here I am with you, smiling. Most people see me smiling, being the cheerful Faye, and it's just as a result of God. And yes, that is what the power of resurrection can do practically. It takes things that are dead and makes them alive. It takes things that are broken and into pieces and makes it into a all brand new. Yes, that is what the power of resurrection can do. So yes, I pray for everyone this Easter that the power of resurrection will be made real in your life. I don't know what you are trusting God for. I don't know what has been damaged. I don't know what has been, what seems like there is no hope and everything. I hope that Christ will step in and, and just walk through the spirit of God, that you come to know this power of resurrection, because it does amazing things. Like, look at me, look at me being a testifier, you know, dealing, being transformed from that boning, always angry, always, having one saucy word at the tip of my tongue to say to someone having extreme mood swings, to someone that Christ can control, someone that people can relate to, someone that smiles a lot. It's beautiful to see the transformation that comes when God's power is at work in you. And I just hope that everyone gets to experience that. And for those that have experienced it to some level, I also pray that you would experience it the more. There's really no there's really no highest heights for this thing. You go from glory to glory, you go from experience to experience. So as I am now, I want to experience more. So yes, so I just pray that we continue to experience it in every area of our lives. And yeah, see you till next time. And I don't mind, share your comments, like share this video. Tell me, what's your salvation experience like? Can you remember your date? Can you remember the particular period? Has your walk with Christ been so far? What particular transformation has happened in your life? I know I'm asking a lot of questions, but just engage me in this video, and I see you till next time. Bye.
That I've always been a church girl. I grew up in the church. Like, I grew up listening to the Bible. Grew up attending church services week one and week two, week in, week out. And the truth of the matter is, the fact that you go to church does not mean you're saved. The fact that your parents are born in the church or are born again does not mean that you're saved. So yeah, the truth is another truth, because I'm just kidding. I keep on saying the truth. Another truth is that I actually don't know the preacher that is going to get the, how do I call it now? The accolades for my salvation. So, I don't know. But let me shall give the story sharp.